Alrighty, check. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the AfroMattt Show. This episode number 173. If this is your first time watching one of these episodes, welcome. We honestly, we don't really. I was gonna say we cover the news, but we don't really even cover that. We read headlines and go from there. I had someone take one of my clips like pretty seriously on the Chinese market crash. I'm not gonna lie, I did not read probably a single word besides the headline, and I just decided to run with it. We'll be a little bit more I don't know, investigative with our journalistic integrity next time. This episode, I'm sorry, is late in, I guess, two sense of the word. I am recording it. It is currently almost midnight, and it is also a day late. So, guys, please, COVID, it's the supply chain, I don't know. But let's just get right into it. There has been a lot of new developments on the Trump attempted assassination incident. So first off, we've got to backtrack to where we left off last time, which was literally a day after. Actually, I think maybe 3 days after Trump got grazed with the bullet. So since then, we're gonna just start chronologically, because this is a time capsule, really. So since then, this is pretty much the first thing that came out.
Told on Saturday.
Shock, and then
an interview with the Secret Service chief. Her name is Kim Cheadle. No relation to Don.
concern, obviously, for the former president.
Investigators now trying to determine whether roof access had been properly locked down. The shooter climbing up seemingly unimpeded, about 400 feet from the stage, with a direct line of sight on the former president.
Should that roof have been secure, period?
That building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, there's a safety factor that would be considered there, that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof. And so, the decision was made to secure the building from inside.
When you saw the event.
So, yeah, that might be the most generic kind of bullshit corporate answer of all time. It might go down as the GOAT of bullshit answers. The roof was too sloped. Now, if you actually, if you look at any of the pictures, they're literally up there after they killed the shooter to retrieve his body. So who'd they send up there? Did they get him with a crane? Like, it obviously wasn't. In the pitch on the roof looked like almost like a disability ramp. Like, it was like barely any slope. So that was the first thing. And everyone's like, okay, well, why are you telling like blatant lies to everyone? Literally lying to our faces. So the conspiracy theories started to roll in, and they're still rolling in. So the conspiracies now, which interesting to kind of see them change from it was a kind of a staged to now it seems like a lot of people realize, at least I think a lot of people think that it did happen, but now the debate is how many shooters. A lot like the JFK situation, people think there are two shooters. So there was a video that released of the water tower. So here's the water tower footage. It is a tweet. Here's the tweet.
That chart's a couple of months old, and if you...
So, and this shows, this footage is really blurry, but they zoomed in and they say that you can see, and guys, if you're listening, it's literally, imagine a water tower, and it has this like bump at the top. There is a shadowy figure, a shadowy form that enlarges on the right side in shadow. But I mean, the question is, why does the shadow get bigger? And it looks like a figure. So
want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
So there's the bullets. Yeah. So there's the figure, and there's the shadow, and it looks like it's more, out of the. I mean, the shadow's literally getting bigger. So, and then it disappears shortly after. It looks like it crouches
that chart's
too.
a couple of months old, and if you want to really see.
So I mean, we could. There's two options here. We could just be looking at a shadow, a cast shadow from the other side of the object, or we could be looking at a second shooter. Now, God, can we get better cameras than this? I mean, this is like, honestly, as I played in full speed, it doesn't look like much, but guys, you never know with these situations. You never know. Here's some more footage. Strangely enough, the water tower was really, really easy, and still is really easy to get to.
That's the water tower.
So I mean, these people are driving by the water tower, and there's not even any gates or anything. Like, it is plausible that someone was up there. Is their claim.
The water tower blocked off. The cops are passing me.
Okay. Yeah, so that's the new running theory, is there could have been a second shooter. So the second shooter, there's the water tower theory, and then there is the sniper from within the building below where Thomas Matthew Clark Crook took his shot. So as you know, as like the lady who just spoke said, that they decided to secure the building from the inside instead of being on the roof. And also that photo, there have been a ton of develops, and I've been looking very intensely because they tried to take out, the ex-president of the United States. It's a big life event should be for everyone. I mean, this happens like once in a lifetime. But that photo that everyone has seen of Thomas Matthew Clark Crook, God, this guy's name, it doesn't sound as good as Lee Harvey Oswald. Well, I'm sorry. Thomas Matthew Crooks. The photo of him where you see from behind and his hands like on the concrete or whatever, that photo was literally taken by a police officer who pegged him as suspicious. So they were keeping tabs on this guy. They saw that he was doing he had like a rangefinder, and he was doing, if there's a guy somewhere, anywhere with a rangefinder and he's not playing golf, red flags, guys. Why are you trying to find the exact range towards the president? So red flags going up. There was pictures of him shared in group chats with other security officers. The Secret Service was trying to peg it on the local law enforcement. The local law enforcement literally tried to stop him. They climbed up on the roof, and then the guy pointed the rifle at him, and then the guy fell off, the local police officer fell off the roof, and then the guy tried to shoot the president. So this has developed to a point where people are already breaking down, like the Zatruver film or whatever the hell that was. They're breaking down frame by frame, dissecting the audio files of the gunshots. So there's this guy. I'm not going to watch the whole video because it's 12 minutes, but I will link to his video. But I watched most of it, and he breaks it down pretty well. He breaks down the audio, and he claims through audio analysis here that there are 3 distinct different kind of guns the one that shoots the president, those first 3 bullets, and then there's a succession of 5 bullets, and then in the middle of those is a one loud bullet. So I'll just have him break it down here. I'll only watch like not even 5 minutes. So
What happened?
Listen to this. Can you hear that? That's 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then hard to unravel what's happening there because we have echoes. We've got them overstacking each other, so there's 2 supersonic cracks that come in, and later the thumps of the gun.
okay, we're gonna skip ahead a little bit.
So now I've just isolated the sound.
So that's the ka-thunk, ka-thunk, ka-thunk. So the first one is the bullet, and then the second one is, so those are the supersonic cracks, he calls them. And then the ka-thunk, the thunk on the end of that is the echo that we're hearing. So the ka-thunk, ka-thunk, ka-thunk are separated each by 2.2 seconds, each of those bullets. So that tells us that those are the exact same bullets because we're hearing the echo at the exact same time.
There it is.
0.22 seconds.
One last time just to make sure we're hearing this right. There's 0.22 seconds between the crack and the thump, and assuming the buff analysis.
Okay. So now he's breaking down
Here's
another video.
bullet and a report, so that's the snap crack. There's echoes. We see there's echoes, so the bullet makes a and then the sound is echoing.
I want to skip to the part where he layers them on top of each other.
Last one. That's different. I've taken the first timeline. This is the video number 1's audio, and I've lined it up with video number 2's audio. And for the most part, we're in pretty darn good shape, right? Here you can see, so this is the supersonic crack. So that's the crack of the bullet arriving. And I've lined that up with what I did. I just shifted the timelines to line up with, this is the report of the gun. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gun plus a 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've lined up that first blast of the gun with the arrival of the bullet so that it should be consistent, because if you have the explosion, the arrival of it downstream, they ought to line up, right? The timings ought to be the same. So sure enough, shot 1, no problemo, lines up perfectly. This is an echo up top there.
So what he's doing to describe this, he's taken 2 different audios. So he's like reverse checking this with different audios, and he's lining up when the audio file, like that zigzag line, when it spikes on each of them, and he's lining them up to see if there's any differences. And he actually does find one separate bullet.
The echo down here for shot 1. The top bullet is echoing off of whatever it's echoing up there near the stage, and this is echoing probably off of that building surface we just showed you. So shot 1, 100%, we're good to go. Shot 2, same thing, lines up perfectly. It's got an echo right here. That's that little peak right there, and it's got an echo up top. Everything lines up. Shot 3, though, remember this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This one doesn't line up. This one is actually, this shot happens about 0.03 seconds earlier. There's not alignment. It should be right under this peak, but it's not, which means the shot happened 0.03 seconds. It took 0.03 seconds longer for that bullet to get.
Yeah, so he's saying that this third bullet, because the sound took 0.03 seconds longer to reach the same microphone, that it was taken from a longer distance. Not that long, because it's only 0.03, but when we're talking the speed of sound, that could be the water tower, or it could be even farther. So, I mean, I don't know where he claims that it is.
Taken by somebody else another 100 feet away. I don't know. We're going to need more professional audio analysis.
Oh, okay, about 100 feet away.
Of weapon 3. So it could be that 1, 2, 4, 5 were taken by crooks on the roof because he heard some stuff going on, decided to take his shots, but 3 and 6 were taken by somebody else, another.
Yeah, so he's saying shots 1, 4, 5, crooks, 3, 6, by a second shooter, and then those last bullets are the ones that are, taking out
100
crooks.
feet away. I don't know. We're going to need more professional audio analysis, but that ensures that the crack boom are consistent with the Patsy on the roof. The angles are the same. The crack boom isn't off. There's nothing to answer. These booms led to these cracks, right? These explosions of this weapon result.
So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to watch this guy's whole dissertation on the crack booms, but it is interesting. People, I mean, the most interesting part of this is how fast things happen now than back in whenever JFK got assassinated. I mean, I don't even think they got the footage, the Trooper film, until 20 years after he had been dead. So it's like, how much was altered? What was changed? Now it was literally on. It was broadcasted live, and we already have professional freelance. I mean, this guy has a YouTube channel just doing it for the love of the game. Out there just dissecting audio files because he's a madman. So, I mean, now the next development in the shooting situation. Now we're pretty much caught up with where we're at. The Secret Service director had a conference with, I don't know, Senate or some shit, Congress. I really don't care, but she was grilled pretty heavily by everyone on each side by her major lack of, I don't know, just like, how did so many things go wrong? You've got to step down. They were like, they were literally asking her questions like, do you think that this was a problem? Do you think that someone shooting at the president was a problem? And she's like, I don't know, maybe. And then they're like, well, is anyone going to get fired for this? Like, have you found anyone to hold responsible? And she's like, no. Like, straight up, she literally said, like, no, not really. Okay, well, then are you going to step down? And she's like, I don't think so. But so finally, after being grilled by everyone, literally everyone's coming for her, Democrats, Republicans. I mean, everyone hated this lady. I don't know why it was such a bipartisan thing to hate this lady, but as of today, she has stepped down. She resigned amid widespread outrage over her agency's failure to prevent an attempted assassination of former President Donald Trump. Cheeto's resignation, which was first reported by NBC News, citing sources, came a day after she was blasted by members of the House committee at a hearing. Yeah, so she was literally blasted. Cheeto rejected calls at the hearing to resign, saying she was the best qualified person to head the Secret Service, which is responsible for protecting the president, vice president, their family members, and leading presidential candidates. The director angered members of the House Oversight and Accountability by refusing to answer many questions about the Secret Service's actions surrounding Trump's rally. So, in a lot of this is like, we won't even ever know the answers to why there was never, like, now that she's gone, she'll probably get a job on the board of BlackRock's, investment board or whatever. I mean, when these people step down, it's not disgraceful. It is a dismount into a better position. Oftentimes, she's going to become the chair, lead executives for some Ukrainian company. Like, I guarantee you. I mean, Kimberly Cheetle, keep your ears out, and you'll hear. I mean, she's probably going to be part of CloudStrike. I think they're probably going to be searching for a new someone there. But I guess that happened too. CloudStrike was. It happened, I think, Monday morning, and it just completely and this is the craziest thing, one single update to CloudStrike disabled almost all the flights nationally just because of one Microsoft update. It crashed it grounded almost every plane. And they had to they had to take and unupdate all the PCs. And I mean, it was actually, I think it was literally a Friday. First off, how do you roll out an update on a Friday? That's first off crazy, because no one's working on Saturday and Sunday. If you're rolling out an update on Friday, you're crazy. But yeah, no. So every flight was delayed. I mean, Karens were pissed. They were asking for refunds. They weren't getting refunds. Flights, I mean, Spirit Airlines was like, yeah, we'll give you $50 in a coupon for Chick-fil-A. And they're like, we've been here since yesterday. We spent $400 on our tickets to Hawaii. And you're giving us $50. Well, sorry, we can't offer refunds because our computers aren't even up. So the lines to get through TSA were literally out, like it was like getting into a Travis Scott concert. It was ridiculous. It's like, so that's been a nightmare. And also my friend, I have a friend that works in like dispatch police stuff, and he said that theirs also, I guess, works off the same thing, and they were having to like reboot their computer. So I don't know how many companies use CloudStrike, but I guarantee you CloudStrike is in some way connected to BlackRock, because everything is. So I'm honestly kind of tired of talking about BlackRock, because it's like everything is just end up being connected to it. The last little bit here, and we've been blasting through this, thank God, is the RNC. Now, the RNC, if you guys weren't watching the RNC live, it was, I mean, honestly, I don't even have words for it. I'm just going to let Hulk Hogan go.
Happened last week when they took a shot at my hero. And they tried to kill the next president of the United States. Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother.
So Hulk Hogan, famous wrestler and I mean, I guess public speaker, he is ripping open his shirt to reveal a Trump Vance 2024 shirt while screaming, "Let Trumpomania run wild on him." So, I mean, this whole thing is just like almost like it's just like a cartoon episode, like South Park episode.
Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again. You know something, Trumpites?
Trumpites. I love how he says that.
I didn't come here as Hulk Hogan, but I just had to give you a little taste. As an entertainer, I tried to stay out of politics. But after everything that's happened to our country over the past 4 years, and everything that happened last weekend, I can no longer stay silent, because I want the world to know that Donald Trump is a real American hero.
I mean, yeah, so there's him. And then here's the intro to Trump coming out on stage, which when I saw it, I was just giggling. I couldn't help but do anything but giggle. Because you see this, the whole room goes completely dark, and then from on stage, first off, the stage is massive. It's got like these 4 giant squares, and they're all just pulsing white, and then a huge word. I mean, I'll just play it. Also, they got the original singer for this song, which is kind of crazy. Here it is. Okay, there it is. There's Trump. Detroit. I mean, oh, it's not even, there it is. Okay.
I love this land. Sing it. God bless the USA.
So there, all the lights go out. I mean, this part made me There they go. They're flashing white. There it is. It's lifting up. Whoa, who is that? And then in giant letters is Trump. Like, this is literally the Elvis Presley, like, the amount of, I mean, the theater behind this is just absurd. I mean, absurd to me. Politics has become some sort of like exhibitionism. I've never even thought was possible. Like, they can't be making this much money from doing politics stuff. Where's all this money coming from? And they're doing like Elton John level productions for Trump walking out on stage. I mean, yeah, I just saw that and I just started laughing. I mean, he's coming out to gladly stand up next to you, and it's just his name, Trump, 2 stories high, or two stories tall, just behind him, glowing. It's just, I mean, absurd. Okay, now we're at the last piece of news for politics news. Just 2 days ago, Joe Biden has fully withdrawn from the election. So, I mean, this was kind of well, first off, Joe Biden got COVID, so a little bit suspicious there. Joe Biden gets COVID and then withdraws. Is this guy alive? That's my first question. I don't know. Apparently, he's supposed to talk in person tomorrow, so we'll see. But then again, AI has gotten pretty good, and also silicone masks have gotten good. AI voice. So, okay, this brings me to my next point. Someone plugged in. So Kamala Harris had a conversation with Joe Biden. And this is it.
It is so good to hear our president's voice. Joe, I know you're still on the call.
Joe, I know you're still on the recording. Got it. So Kamala is taking the place of Joe Biden running. I love the Democratic. I love democracy because it's the only America we have a land of the free, where we get to vote and choose our leaders. Everyone has a say, except if the person that was running decides to step down and pull the biggest Indiana Jones switcheroo of all time. So now, guys, I'm sorry, but if you're a Democrat, they could have literally swapped anyone in here, and you would have to vote for them. That's how they view Democrats. This is how they view it. They say Joe Biden's not doing very well. He's old. He's behind in polls. We have to convince him to step out of the race so we can switcheroo and substitute Kamala in. So now you have to deal with Kamala. God forbid if Kamala wins. If Kamala wins and I have to hear this, I mean, I'm not going to be one of those people that say, like, she's shrill or whatever, because that's, like, demeaning and kind of misogynistic or whatever the hell. But her voice is definitely annoying.
Call, and we've been talking every day. You guys heard it from Doug's voice.
I don't know why she doesn't move her lips that much when she talks. She's like, it's like tight. She's got a tightness on her lips. Hey, Joe, we're so happy to hear you. We did it, Joe. We did it. You're gonna be the next president of the United States. We did it, Joe. Like, and also when she smiles, she shows all of her teeth. Like, you can almost see every single one of, like, even it's rare when someone smiles, you can see their back teeth. Why am I seeing your molars when you're smiling? And her eyes, I mean, everything about her just gives me creepy vibes. I get really bad vibes from her.
You guys heard it from Doug's voice. We love Joe and Jill. We really do. They truly are like family to us. And we do. Everybody here does.
It's mutual.
God, I'm like, look at how many teeth she has. That's a gummy smile. Scary. She looks like an emoji. But anyways, what we're watching this video for is to listen to Joe Biden. People are saying that this audio from Joe Biden talking to Kamala Harris is AI.
I knew you were still there. You're not going anywhere, Joe.
I'm watching you, kid. I'm watching you, kid. I love you.
I love you, Joe. Oh. Mr. President, thank you for calling in today. Over to you.
Julie, if I didn't have COVID, I'd be sitting there with you, standing there with you. I know yesterday's news was surprising and it was hard for you to hear, but it was the right thing to do. The name has changed at the top of the ticket, but the mission hasn't changed at all. And by the way, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be out there in the campaign with her, with Kamala. I'm going to be working like hell, both as a sitting president, getting legislation passed, as well as in campaigning.
So, I mean, yeah, someone plugged that audio into what's called 11 Labs.
Surprising and
11 Labs, which is an AI voice tool, which is actually what I use on my book to read it back to me. So he uploaded it to see how much of it was tagged as AI.
Hard for you to hear, but it was the right thing to do. It's I know it's hard because you poured your heart and soul into me.
Okay, let's just go on old 11 Labs.
11 Labs.
That's
yep.
really all they probably used for this. So,
upload audio sample. Selecting Joe Biden.
And let's see what we got.
Says 98%
like,
likely. Says 98% likely that this was generated with 11 Labs.
Okay.
And it was hard for you to hear, but it was the right thing to do.
On old 11 Labs and see if that's really.
I didn't know you could reverse search like this on 11 Labs, but that's pretty cool.
Upload. There we go.
98% likely though.
Yeah, looks like they didn't even really try.
So, I mean, I'm not going to go and say that that Joe Biden is maybe dead. I'm not going to say that because he might still be bopping around, but he might not be able to, like, talk, you know? Like, he might still be alive, but he might be completely incapacitated. I saw, quote-unquote, him. He was out there. He was walking down the staircase from Air Force One or whatever. He did not look good. They had to like assist him to sit into his car. So I don't know. His brother came out. I didn't even know Joe Biden had a brother, but his brother came out and said, yeah, it's health related. So maybe he really is not doing very well. So yeah. Either way, it's weird that it showed up as 98% chance of AI. It's just odd. Maybe Joe Biden just talks like a robot because he does kind of talk like a robot. Okay, now let's get into the juicy news. And by juicy news, I mean just non-politics. And I don't really even talk about politics. Do I? I don't really even feel like I talk about politics. I just talk about like conspiracy theories, because that's the most interesting part of politics. So I don't think we're too out there. Yeah. So also, I mean, this, gosh, I said this last time, but I'm really am tired of, I mean, crazy things happening. Like, I liked it a little bit better when the only news I was covering was that they were putting AI bullet dispensers inside of like malls, outlet malls. It's a little bit more of a calming headline than this one, which came out yesterday. Violent Yellowstone thermal pool eruption explodes. Boardwalk spews mud and rocks. So, guys, if you don't know what Yellowstone is, this should be. I mean, this when I saw this, I was kind of concerned. This is how much concern I had. Actually, this is how much concern I had. I was playing. I think I was playing Elden Ring. Got up to go to the bathroom. Opened my phone while peeing, and I saw a video footage of this geyser in Yellowstone erupting, and I said, and I closed my phone, and when I got back on the game, I said to Nick over the voice chat, I said, "Hey, I think Yellowstone's erupting," and he said, "No way," and then we went back to gaming. So that's I mean, if you don't know anything about Yellowstone, I think it is the largest underground volcanic whatever pressure chain. I don't know what it's called, like geyser system or something, volcanic structure in the world. So it covers like a massive part of, where even is Yellowstone? I don't know, but Yellowstone National Park Tuesday blew up. Great. At 9:45 a.m. Where is Yellowstone? It's up north. It's like Montana or something, some shit like that. But yeah, they say that Yellowstone is due to erupt any time now. Like, but when we're talking in terms of like eruptions, we're talking like any time now could mean 100 years, or like soon could be like we're due within 100 plus or minus 100 years. So maybe we got time. But they say if Yellowstone ever erupts, it is a catastrophic level event that will plunge us into the Ice Age. So when I saw that, I'm like, well, I guess we're hunting and gathering. Might as well get my last couple hours out of video games. I guess we're hunting and gathering now. But here's a video.
Run, run, run! 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 Run, 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 run!
She is leaving her kids behind, though. She's just yelling, run, 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 while leaving her kids behind.
Shit! Run, 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 run!
Okay. I have been to Yellowstone.
She ran to the other side. Holy shit.
Yeah, the one thing I noticed when I was anytime you're touring anything, an iconic American area, is the extreme amount of Asian people there. I just imagine like Asian people reacting to this. Whoa. Ooh. Whoa. They make a lot of, I guess I'm specifically talking about Japanese people here, but they make a lot of like interesting guttural noises. Ooh. Oh, great guys. Ooh. Great guys. Oh, explosion. You know, I'm not very good at it, but I like how they talk. Oh. Jeez. Yeah, so thankfully it wasn't like a mass eruption, but I mean, I would have had the exact same reaction either way, in all honesty. All right, let's get straight up into TikTok time. Where's the TikTok song? There it is. No. No. There it is. Alright guys, if you don't know what TikTok time is, it is where we watch a few TikToks. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Or clips. Short clips too. Short clips count too. You can send them to me on my email. Or wherever you find me. But I really like this video. I saw this and it really piqued my interest. Kind of hit all the check marks. It hits Ellen, it hits Raytheon or whatever, this kid. So this kid is apparently like some sort of super genius kid. He's being interviewed by Ellen here.
Remember anything I see, basically.
Yeah, and when you read a book, are you reading at a faster pace than most people also?
You know, reading a book, I can just take in tidbits of knowledge and then put it together and create something new, so I can make it a whole lot faster, yes.
Yeah, but aren't you changing history then?
Not really.
All right, just making sure. Okay, so you not only finished...
We'll send a text, well, Dad and I...
No, you already are, but
Thank you.
You're going to make some incredible companies.
Okay, here it is.
I would like to invest in anything and everything that you're doing.
Well, awesome. I'm looking for investors as well.
Yeah,
all right.
I know she would like to invest in this. Wait till you see what this kid invented.
I'm there. You're going to be, you know, you already are, but
Thank you.
You're going to make some incredible companies. So, and you're also working with the government. You're doing
Yes.
things for the military.
They got him. The government got him. This is who the... And... Oh, I mean, I'm just going to let this play in before I rant.
Yes, so I've done 6 contracts for the United States Special Operations Command. And kind of an interesting thing of how this came out was, on just a Saturday weekend thing, I built an object detection system that would, still being a kid, detect my Hot Wheels cars. And what was interesting was this formula that usually is, and it's on the screen there as well, where I can hold up the cars and it detects things. But the interesting part about it is all the cars were red. So they had to learn the shape of the car rather than the color to say, okay, if it's red, it's a Ferrari, right? And,
so what you're seeing is this guy's AI detection tool, and it's like snapping those little squares around the object, and it's telling what it is, just based on the...
Also tricking it up, I had a red shirt on, so that's even trickier for it to understand. So having to learn every detail about it. And I put Dad, owns all my social media and manages it all, and we posted that on social media on LinkedIn, and it went viral. And we got contacted by the military, and it was like, well, we want to hire your son. And Dad was like, you know he's 10, right? and they were like, well, yeah, but he has the expertise I need. So since then, I've done 6 contracts and won 4 different military challenge coins for my efforts.
Homie's getting paid. Homie's 10 years old, and he's getting paid in challenge coins. If you don't know what a challenge coin is, the president... I know the president has challenge coins, but they just give them to people as like little medals, pretty much. But I don't know if this kid is only getting paid in challenge coins, so he's getting scammed. But this type of person, this face that you're looking at right now, this face. This is the face of the people who will destroy your freedoms and privacy, and you cannot blame them. Like, you can't hold it against this guy. He is obviously heavy on the tism. He's on the spectrum. And I mean, you cannot hold it against him that he wants to make an AI tool to determine which Hot Wheels cars he's holding up to the camera. You can't hold it against him, and you can't hold it against him when when the government comes to him and says, "Hey, do you want to work for us? We want you to make AI detection tools for to see if someone's wearing a mask indoors or not." You know, I'm not necessarily saying that's what it was used for. I'm just saying it's what it could be used for. I want to make I want you to make a AI detection tool to determine people's facial structure, and assign them a number so that every time they check out at, you know, this guy's making stuff for Walmart. Like, it's scanning your face as you walk into Walmart. It scans your face as you check out, and it has your name, what items you purchase, what are your frequently purchased items, what you like, what card you pay with often. Do you pay with cash? Do you pay with card, credit card? What address that card's attached to. This is all this is what it's being used for. But you can't blame him because he's obviously autistic. He's obviously autistic. And these are the people that they are targeting. I mean, they have, guys, with a military contract, they have zero morals, zero ethics. They have zero boundaries they will not cross. They hired this guy when he was 10. They found him when he was 10. They're finding these people when they're young, very, very young. I mean, they're paying this kid in coins. He doesn't even know what he's not making anything. This guy's dad, he said his dad's his manager. His manager sucks. You need to be making money. But yeah, no, these are the people that will be the downfall of America. It'll be slightly autistic people that want to build a really cool, they love rocket ships. They love rocket ships. And they go in their backyard and they build the best rocket ship that NASA has ever seen. It's the fastest rocket ship, and he built it all with plant material, right? So he's like, I'm just theorizing some special kid out there, one of these savant genius autism people, out there. He builds a special rocket. He loves rockets. He's like, I like rockets so much. I built a rocket that runs off of plants. And now, all of a sudden, we have plant-powered missiles being fired into schools of children in Palestine or whatever. Just because of some kid like this. This is what happens. This is what happens when you have... okay. This is going to sound like eugenics, but this is what happens when you have, like, incredibly specialized autistic people. I mean, these people have... Their autism gets so specified into one subject, they just become the best person in the entire world at that subject, and then they get singled out. They're wanted by government. Oh, there's this kid that can do math. He can do trajectory math in his head. Okay, well, now he's the guy who sends bombs. Now we have him running mortar shells. Oh, this kid's been playing with his drone. This guy got a drone for Christmas, and now my kid won't shut up about the drone. He's so good. This kid has been laser focused on drone piloting since he was 8, and we can't. This is on the Ellen Show. Talking to both the parent and then the kids there. Ellen's like, so what about when did you know your kid was going to be an ace drone pilot? Well, we got him his first drone when he was 8, and we could not get those goggles off of him. And he got so good, he was flying, he was lighting matches with the bottom of a matchstick, flying with the drone. He was plugging in light bulbs with the drone. He was doing tricks with it. He was flying around, he was following birds, he was getting the most awesome footage. And then we got a call from the government, and they said, we need a drone pilot, and your 8-year-old son is perfect for our program. we're looking for drone pilots. So we brought him in, they plugged him up to the system, and now he controls an army of 14,000 drones that fly in a swarm attacking civilians. Awesome. You must be so proud of your kid. Yeah, I am proud of him. He got paid in 14 challenge coins. The conversion rate between challenge coin and actual money is does not exist. I actually don't know how much a challenge coin is. Let's look up how much a challenge coin is. Challenge coin. A challenge coin is a small coin or medallion bearing an organization's insignia or emblem and is carried by organization's members. Traditionally, they might be given to prove membership when asked to enhance morale. Oh, and to enhance morale. How much are they worth though? Price. Can you buy these? Shopping. Challenge coin. Fort Worth, Texas Police challenge coin, $13. The U.S. Navy challenge coin, $30. I mean, this kid's getting paid $30. I mean, what's the most expensive challenge coin? Oh, this one, the NAVSEA challenge coin, $140. These are worthless. I'm sorry to say, this kid is getting scammed. But yeah, I mean, and you can't. The worst part is you can't hate them. Like if a kid really loves dinosaurs, like I love dinosaurs so much. I love dinosaurs. I decided to take the DNA from inside of a mosquito trapped inside of Amber, and I decided to clone dinosaurs. And now we have dinosaurs. And now we have dinosaurs that are military, dropped into military zones and attack at whim. You know, this is how you end up with these types of things. I mean, it takes one special ed kid who has genius savantism to create acts of violence. And like I said, you cannot hold it against them. You really can't, because they don't really have the connection between like moral, like not necessarily more. Also, this kid's 10 years old, so I mean, forget about a developed hippocampus. This kid hasn't hit puberty yet. So, I mean, we're talking like the world isn't real for them yet. So it's like, oh, they're flying drones. They're making they're making AI detection tools. This kid doesn't know what his detection tool's being used for. He doesn't know that it's being used to capture a 20-year-old single mother who's stealing diapers in Walmart. They don't know. He doesn't know that's what it's being used for. He just thinks it's a cool project and it's the only thing he's good at. And everyone gives him props, and everyone, kind of pats him on the back. And he's getting coins. He loves coins. He starts collecting coins now, and now he can put the coins with his Funko Pops, and now he's awesome. But it's the evil people here aren't the kid who's making the AI. It's the people recruiting them, and it's those faceless figures, whoever they are. But the people giving him the coins are the bad people in this situation. But I saw that clip, and I was like, what is going on? What is going on over there in Ellen land? We have time for one more clip. This is Armie Hammer on Piers Morgan's show, which in quite possibly the most bizarre interview of all time.
Let's first of all address that elephant in the room. Are you a cannibal?
No. You know what you have to do to be a cannibal? You have to have actually eaten someone.
Have you ever eaten any human flesh?
No.
Not a question I thought I'd ever ask them.
Not a question I'd ever thought I'd have to answer, by the way. But no, never.
What do you feel that a large swathe of the public just think Armie Hammer is a cannibal?
If you believe that, I have a...
Armie Hammer, if you don't know the story behind Armie Hammer being a cannibal, it was released a while back, and I covered it on the show maybe 2 years ago, middle of COVID, something like that. One of his ex-girlfriends released DMs between her and Armie Hammer where he said, I want to take a bite of your thigh and chew it and swallow it and digest you. I mean, horrific things. I want to bathe in your blood. You know, things like this. And Armie Hammer has now become kind of the Hollywood celebrity cannibal. And it's kind of cute. And I think he should lean into it, really lean into it. But he's leaning away, which, I mean, obviously, for obvious reasons. I mean, first off, he looks like a cannibal. He literally looks like American Psycho, Patrick Bateman, but we'll continue.
Swathe of the public just think Armie Hammer is a cannibal.
If you believe that, I have a bridge to sell you. Yeah.
But the reason they would believe it is because you said it.
Sure.
I'm 100% a cannibal.
And I think a lot of these things, these text messages, so it's this. This was a very intense affair, very sexually charged between two people with very similar proclivities and kinks.
So I mean, this is really, I mean, he's kind of digging himself a hole here. He's talking about proclivities and kinks, and it sounds like he's talking about that she wants him, like, he's like, I'm not a cannibal because she wanted me to eat her.
Sexually charged between two people with very similar proclivities and kinks. And any of those conversations that we had inside of that relationship, when you take them outside of that context and put them into broad daylight, it doesn't look so good.
I mean, God, who even agreed to let him on this show to talk about this? If you are, first off, if you ever find yourself being suspected of cannibalism, you've done something. Something's gone awry. Something's gone amiss. Something's wrong. Things are not well. We'll play one more. Now that Kamala Harris is running for president, I did want to play this. And I don't know if this is a skit. Sadly, this is not AI, but...
To the lovely people of Wakanda, I know you will make the right choice. And as always, Wakanda forever. Paid for by Kamala Harris.
Kamala for Wakanda. So, I mean, that's pretty much everything. A full recap of the week. If you enjoyed this episode, oh, by the way, guys, you're going to be seeing a lot of advertisements coming up soon for Kamala. They're going to be doing a very, very strong push. I mean, you won't be able to go 2 swipes on your phone on any app and not see Kamala's face. So just keep that in the back of your head as you're scrolling. And you see these memes and you see these weird posts like, oh my God, why is Kamala so hot all of a sudden? You're going to start seeing these weird kind of psyop type trends pop up. And I guarantee you they are inside. They are created by the Kamala group. So just keep your eyes out for that, and just be wary of, falling into that trap. A lot of these are probably like not bot accounts, but like people that are like, Kamala pays one no-name account to make a video. They spam it with views. It catches on the algorithm. People think it's funny. And then all of a sudden it becomes the biggest trend. And then everyone's doing the Kamala dance. Hey, guys, everyone, let's do the Kamala challenge. We're doing the Kamala challenge where we dance like this. We all dance like this, like Kamala when she's on stage. Isn't she so cool now that she's running for president? hey guys, we're going to do the Kamala challenge and we're going to put 40,000 black people in prison. Isn't this so cool? But so just keep your eyes out. I'm just looking out for you. Keep your eyes out for these like psyop propaganda type situations. I'm not saying I don't even know what her stance is, but I mean, I'm just saying, keep your eyes out. It's a prediction. It may not be. I mean, there may not be a Kamala challenge, but by November there will be some sort of strange push for like a Kamala flavored Crumbl cookie, or like a Kamala combo, the Kamala combo at Wendy's. You know, there's going to be something strange coming soon. So just keep your eyes out for it. Remember that I told you so. And as always, thanks for listening. Goodbye.